Yeah, now that I got y'all attention, hey, check it out. Hey, I've seen a lot of videos, a lot of people going over that, whatever you want to call that, a little demonstration um, of a typical member of Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? Just expressing themselves whatever way they feel they they feel like they want to. But I've seen a lot of people touching on the three-dimensional and the four-dimensional aspect of it. Okay, we got enough videos and enough insight from people who just have two completely different views, especially black folks. Okay, you got one side of black folks that is straight liberal, and they just feel like they should get to do whatever they want to do, willy-nilly, no consequences, and that comes from lack of culture. But then you have a lot of the other side, and this is usually the older folks and even people that just kind of got common sense to them, and they got something to say about this. And it's almost like they're embarrassed or ashamed or something. But check it out. This is the point of my videos, is that you shouldn't get really incensed by things like this, because once you understand what's really going on, nothing's gonna surprise you, nothing's gonna shock you. And once you understand that the energy that is galvanizing a large majority of people around this world, especially in America, is a nefarious spirit. And if you're self-defined and you take the time to dig into things just a little bit more than the next man, then you don't have to invest your image in someone else just based off of skin color or political ideology or whatever. So in this video, I'm just gonna dig into this a little bit, but let's start by reading this. Black Lives Matter, twerk on Washington. Twerk on Washington is a declaration of freedom and healing, advocating for the decolonization of over-sexualizing black women's bodies to reclaim an ancient, sacred dances of liberation and wellness. All right, let's go through that just real quick. Like, they say this is a declaration of freedom and healing. Okay, if you have to do that to heal yourself, then you have to ask the question, what was done to you for that to be your healing? You know what I mean? It's like what goes in comes out. So you have to ask yourself, something it sounds like something nefarious has gone through this individual right here. Advocating for the decolonization of over-sexualizing black women's bodies. Okay, so since they're making they're emphasizing black, so what is that telling you? That's telling you that they're not talking to the black man. They're not talking to the black man. Obviously, they're talking to someone of the other race, correct? If they have to say it's about black women's bodies. Because let's be real, back whenever the man was the head of the household, he usually had the women cover themselves up. I don't know any man that's opposed to a woman covering herself up if they're in a relationship with them. That's usually something that the woman wants. But they want to try to push that on you, the liberal women. They want to try to push that on you. And then it's a lose-lose situation for you, because if they push it on you and you ignore them and don't accept it, they say, well, what's wrong with you? You don't like black women? Are you gay? What's wrong with you? But if you come at them like it's a bowl of dog food, you don't put a bowl of dog food in front of a dog, get mad for eating it, But that just goes to beg the question, where did all this stuff come from? They're talking about ancient sacred dances of liberation and wellness. Okay, so some of you might know, some of you might not. But the nature of Odu Ifa. Odu Ifa is pretty much a compilation. or collection of African religions, and they're pretty much all based in liberation and kind of doing what you want to do. But all that stuff that comes from that was started by Cush and Nimrod. All right, and they're the ones who led the apostasy against the Most High. But I'm gonna go and touch on that a little bit more later on. But as you see here, what do they got? The as above, so below. All right. But many people define Odu as the physical symbols used to mark the signs received during the divination process. So divination, that's where you get the word diva from divination. All right. All right. So if you noticed in the video, I'm not gonna play it again because I don't want to give that broad too much attention, man. I honestly didn't want to play as much as I did, but she was twerking in front of the Washington Monument. All right, and if you didn't know, a lot of these monuments and statues that are built, particularly in the United States of America, or United States, pretty much is what it's called now, the Corporation of the United States, they all have esoteric or symbolic meaning. And if you didn't know, the Washington Monument is pretty much an obelisk or a phallic symbol. And usually when you see statues like this or monuments like this, and if you read the ancient mythos of Osiris, he was chopped into 13 pieces, I believe, and thrown into the river. And Isis was able to receive his phallus, and that's what she used to create Heru. And all that is the mythological telling of Cush, Nimrod, and Semiramis. These are all the same people. That's all they're trying to do is rebuild Babylon. But just like the Statue of Liberty, that's based off the I believe Greek goddess named Hecate. But like Ptah Min, that's where you get the Oscar statue from. And it's also a phallic symbol. And Oscar, that's the name Oscar is also derived from the name Osiris. All right. So in my last video, I explained some of the reasons for Lyndon Baines Johnson becoming the president. And pretty much what they did use Lyndon Baines Johnson for is to push a lot of socialistic reforms. Around the time he pushed the Voting Act and the Title 19 Social Security Act and the Food Stamp Act. Okay, he did all that, but I'm not sure how accurate this source is, but Boris Kearns Goodwin, she was a writer for and documenter for Lyndon Baines Johnson, and he said I'm going to keep the niggers and the Democratic Party for 200 years. That's what she claims he said. All right. And I mean, if you look around, it doesn't sound like they're too far off from that, achieving that. But nonetheless, around this time, this is whenever they pushed a lot of socialistic reforms. And also, Joseph Stalin, over in the USSR, they were communists. And the KGB, if you didn't know, is pretty much like the CIA of Russia. Or called the USSR at that time, the Soviet Union. They recruited a few Jesuit priests, and the Jesuits are pretty much the CIA for the Vatican. But these some of the priests that came up with this new ideology called the liberation theology, or better known as the Latin American liberation theology. So Gustavo Gutierrez and this guy, Leonardo Boff, all right? And these guys were from South America, and they pretty much came with the concept of being victimized to instill new reforms. So you pretty much are going to wind your way into getting what you want, like a child, which is why, a lot of people don't understand what the problem is of BLM and Antifa and all these other things, is because these people push this ideology of being a victim. But nonetheless, that theology was studied by a man named James H. Cone, all right, and he wrote a book called Black Theology, all right, where he pretty much took those principles and applied them to the black community. And that's kind of where the victimhood mentality and stuff got perpetuated. And the Black Panthers, they weren't quite on that tip. The Black Panthers were somewhat of a militant organization, but under the guides of America, they were never going to let that quite be fruitful. You know what I mean? Because they were just a little too militant. Nothing against the brothers. And it was kind of the same thing with the Nation of Islam. It's like they kind of kept them around, but they would never let them get too powerful. And that's kind of what the Black Boule has become. If you didn't know, the Boule is that literally means advisor to the king. And a lot of these upper echelon of the black community are members of the Boule. So their job pretty much is to keep you string the carrot along pretty much for you. You know what I mean? Give you enough motivation to wake up in the morning and stay alive, literally only to make money for the corporation. Their job is to never let you find out the true guides of this society and truly how to elevate. It's all about, putting the female principle above the male principle, and now the women, which are already in a higher position of you in this society. I've already said this. The hierarchy of this society is black man, black woman, white man. And then the homosexual and the transgender is above them, believe it or not. They're who's worshipped the most. There's two groups of people you can't talk about. That's the Jews and them. You know what I mean? And the Caucasian Jews anyway. Let me rephrase that. I'm just gonna probably end it there. But y'all can look some of this stuff up on your own. But I just want to go a little bit deeper into that, man, and just give a three-dimensional take on it, because there's a lot of stuff that they're not really telling us, and there's a lot of people that mean right and have good content out there on it, but they just don't quite know, And I'm not saying I know everything, but I know enough to where I'm not gonna be surprised by what I see tomorrow. You know what I mean? I could, just like I said, I feel like Kamala Harris is gonna be the president at some point in time. But I mean, some people might be shocked whenever that happens, but somebody like me, no. But that's the point of this channel, man, is to not to buck the system. We not finna riot, protest, plan an upheaval, and we're not gonna turn our tails inwards either. You know what I mean? You want to operate in that gray area. You want to be able to keep your sanity and understand why you do what you do. And then once you understand why you do what you do and why everyone else is doing what they're doing, now you almost have an upper hand on most people, because in this day and age, people don't know what the fuck they doing walking around here. They don't. They truly don't. They don't know what the fuck they doing, what their point of being on this earth is, man. But yeah, man, y'all brothers stay up. Be on the lookout for some more content, man. I'm gonna try to bring some more comprehensive things to light, and bring some sources too. But that's another thing, is that I'm gonna provide sources here and there, but I can't do the work for you. You know what I mean? You gotta want to get it. So I'm not gonna bring everything to the table. I'm not just gonna lay it out for you. You know what I mean? It's like I can give you 25, 35%, but you gotta take what you can and use it in your own way. And then you can make you a channel, and you can, or not necessarily make a channel, but you can put that into action in your own life, and put other people onto some of this information that want to know it. But a lot of people just not gonna get it because they don't want to. But once they realize it can help them, maybe they will. I don't know. But we all learning every day. You know what I'm saying? Life is a journey, man. The destination is the journey. You know what I mean? The destination is the journey. All right? So peace.